It's like it's more Russian trolls on Facebook than there are on YouTube. It's more controlled on YouTube because YouTube's awesome. They try and do their best. There's more, there's YouTubers that they don't like a Russian idiot hijacking their channel. You can say, well, oh, it's just Russians. Well, who runs Russia? You know, nobody does anything without approval. So something like that was a-okay. I want to talk about something, and it's not going to be that pleasant. Um, so hang on. Let me get on Facebook here real quick. I'll have to remove people on Facebook, of course, because it really is. It's not. They're not people. They're clearly. Well, they're people, but you know, they're bots. They're controlled. It's just. So, here's the deal. Uh, I lived in New York City for years, and there were times that people in New York City were stocking up on iodine for fear of a dirty bomb. This is true. I had friends that were buying it, and I wasn't against it. Um, did I buy that? I might have even bought iodine. Can't remember. I mean, you live in that city. It's like you have to sort of be realistic. It's a target. It's a target. And one of the main concerns with New York City is one of the concerns was a dirty bomb. Now we're already hearing that term again because Putin's over there and he has control over a power plant. So he could very easily use that as a dirty bomb. Meaning like he could just blow that thing up and blame it on the Ukrainians that work there, that he's forcing to work there at gunpoint. I'm not going to go into why people buy iodine. That's not really, I don't really want to go into this. But it protects your thyroid, but it's not going to, I'm not telling anybody to buy anything. I'm not telling anybody that this is going to happen. I'm not. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying people in Sweden and Finland are buying iodine to protect themselves in case there's a dirty bomb. And the dirty bomb that they're worried about is the power plant that they're forcing Ukrainians to work at gunpoint. Now, what the deal is with Putin is he's into all false flag stuff, like so there's plausible deniability, so it's easier for him to put out false, as disinformation. So he's done this so many times. They were just involved with our, trying to screw up our democracy in 2016. If anybody doesn't know that, that's a proven fact. He got involved in our elections. That's a fact. And I won't even go into, there were people that went to jail that worked for the past president, and then the past president for that, that were involved in this. Past president, you know what he did? He pardoned all of them. So let's just talk about this, and that's that you Putin. We're destroying his economy, right? We're destroying his economy, and he's not somebody that's just going to take it lying down. And what would he do? What would he do to screw with our economy? This is just one thing that the guy could do, is a dirty bomb. He's already making threats over there. He's shooting at a power plant. He's got people in Finland and Sweden freaked out for good reason. Um, yeah, I'm not warmongering. Um, these are just facts that's what's happening in Sweden. Now, it's also a fact that yeah, he also has Chernobyl. Now, the whole deal, the reason why the dirty bomb is such a problem is that it gives Putin plausible deniability. If he, like, say, takes out DC or Manhattan, we see it coming. Well, they're going to be vaporized over there. It's a war that nobody can win. But how could he destroy our economy? A dirty bomb down on Wall Street. Now, with that said, so that area becomes unusable, right? It just shifts to the New York or the Chicago Stock Exchange or one of the, it's really we need to increase our output of oil and gas. Yeah, I agree. I agree. We need to increase our output of oil and gas. You're right, and we need to cut him off, and we're going to have to pay. We're going to pay higher. We're going to pay $6, $7 a gallon. It's coming. That's just how it is. We've done it before. We'll do it again. Um, I think that anybody that thinks that a dirty bomb couldn't be used is a fool. Putin is a terrorist. He's already been a terrorist. He could easily just like blow up the Ukrainian power plant and blame it on the Ukrainians. You think he's not a liar? He's saying that he's in there to protect Ukraine from Nazis. They got a Jewish president. How's that make sense? It's lies. It's lies. His whole disinformation, it's insidious. It just keeps going. There's Russian people that think that this is true, or they think it's true. Don't think that Putin doesn't want to get revenge for us destroying Russia's economy. That would be what options does he have? Let's see. So they export oil, gas, nickel, maybe one of the other metals. Okay, see, on Facebook we already have Russian trolls. It's crazy. It's crazy. Well, you know what? How about if we just stay the fuck out of it? Ukraine does act like Nazis. Oh, but Putin doesn't, huh? Right? Okay. No, you are a troll. You are the troll. You know, you are a troll. See, it's so redneck on Facebook, either redneck or it's you get bots in here that are just so obviously bots. It's absurd. You can't. It's like you can't even function. It's like they here. Let's get rid of this. Here. Let's see. Okay. Bye. So I'll go back to what I was talking about. Plausible deniability. That's what you get with the dirty bomb. There's no proof. Imagine what it would do to Lower Manhattan. How long would that take to clean up? You couldn't just go in there. Shit has a half-life. So you can't just go clean it up and Wall Street's back. That would take out a huge area of, Manhattan. It's just like, see, I gotta get rid of these people. There's a lot of rednecks that really still back the president, who is, by the way, the ex-president is in some serious hot water. Remember, I'm the guy that predicted he would get impeached twice, and he did. He did. And the people that were complicit in 2016 with the Russians, Manafort, there's a whole list of people. What did our ex-president do? He pardoned them. And you still want that guy. You still do. It's really weird. I mean, it's the same thing as in Russia. Like, if you hear something, you start believing it. It's Orwellian. You say it over and over again, you start believing it. How could that not be true? So there's like Ukrainians that are calling home to Russians saying, yeah, babies are dying. And because in Russia, they stop all the news. And does this sound familiar? This is his term that he uses. Anything other than that is fake news. Anything other than what the government is giving you to put out is fake news. Oh, okay, great. That sounds familiar, doesn't it? So there's people in Russia that really think that, like, oh, we would never do that. We would never be bombing babies. We'd never be bombing, people's houses. Because they're hearing information that's disinformation from the Russian government. People are saying martial law is going to take place in Russia. There's people over there getting arrested. This is what they said to people that were like voicing their opinion on the internet or on radio or TV, that it was a war. You can't even use the term war. And if you do, 15 years in jail. 15 years in jail. That's not a democracy over there. And remember, Russia got involved in our democracy in 2016. We've been essentially in a war with Russia for a while. And now we shouldn't back away from the Ukrainians and just say, like, oh, let Putin take that country. That's a democracy, man. They voted somebody in office. This is a fair election. Before, Zelensky, they had a puppet in there from a Russian puppet. The Ukrainians want a democracy. Why should we stay out of it? And then where? Stay out of it? Then when he takes over Poland? Moldavia? That's probably the next one he's going to try. And jail in Russia isn't the same as jail in the US. No, I bet it's not. I bet it is not. I mean, we had our last president, just when the war started, praising Putin. We had Pompeo, the ex-secretary of state, praising Putin. We had Tucker Carlson on Fox doing the same thing. They're taking that and they're playing it in Russia. To me, it just seems absurd. Yeah, there's U.S. bases. If America steps into World War III, that would be NATO. That would be NATO, and that's a group of countries that we're with. And if Putin does anything to one of those countries, we're involved. Flat out. He attacks one of them, he's attacking all of us. He'll be annihilated. Unless he does something real crazy and wants to vaporize the planet. It's already World War III. Don't think it's not. It's just not being called World War III. It's not good, and I'm telling you, he's totally into asymmetrical warfare. He's a terrorist. You think about it. Think about it. How easy would it be to get a boat, just a boat over here in some low-lying area like Florida with a dirty bomb? You'd screw up Miami for a long, long time. Painted a magazine in Russia near Ukraine with a heading and explicitly said they bombed Kiev. Yeah, well, I'm sure he's going to be in trouble, isn't he? It's crazy, scary stuff. I'm just telling you, like, it isn't people getting iodine. I don't think that it's crazy. I don't. We're screwing up his economy. He's all about money. He's going to want revenge on our economy. How's he going to do it? How's he going to do it? Nickel? So we're going to have trouble making nickel hydride batteries. Okay. So we'll have to find nickel someplace else. Oil and gas, we better start producing a whole lot more right now. That's a fact. Because it's gonna take a while to get it out of the ground or out of the ocean, wherever. But we gotta start, Robert's right. Elon's right. We gotta start now. We can't wait. Screw his any minuscule amount of oil we get from that country. Screw them. We don't need it. We don't. We do not need it. And that's the way it's going. So we are just flat out, we are in World War III. And who is on Putin's side? A lot of lovely people. Kim Jong-un. Oh, he's wonderful, isn't he? Don't think it's going to get worse. It's going to get worse in Ukraine for sure. It's not his country. You can't just say, well, I'm a dictator and I want to take over a country. It's not the way it works. And some loser that's saying, what do we care about? You don't get it? We have Ukrainian people that live here. We have interest in Ukraine. We have interest in Poland. We have Polish people living here. We're a democracy. He doesn't care. He doesn't want democracy. He wants his dictatorship. If he could, he'd control the whole world. He wants the former Soviet Union back? What? Why? What kind of fucking maniac wants that? No, he's not going to stop with Ukraine. He'll go through Moldavia. He wants all of it back. Why? He's the richest man in the world and he wants more? I mean, he's richer than Elon Musk. He wants more. I'm telling you, a dirty bomb is not out. He's already threatening it over there. He's already threatening it. It sounds like something he would do. Blow up the Duke power plant over there and then blame it on the people, the Ukrainians that are working at gunpoint. Plausible deniability. You might see plausible deniability in your personal life and in something like this. That's how it works. You don't have proof. Oh, I guess I don't have proof, so that's not the way that it is. Okay. You're fooling yourself. I'll tell you what, Facebook is ridiculous. I just have to turn it off. There's nobody that watches this anyway because Facebook, you can't have political views um, unless they're like super right wing. It's a fact. It's real weird. It's real weird. So it's true. It's true. Facebook is real trashy. You better have super right wing political views, or else they're gonna make sure nobody goes to your. Come on, I was monetized a long time ago, and then I was making $1,000 the first month, and then they gave me like a community guideline strike for nudity, and it was a Bigfoot video, and I couldn't get a hold of anybody, and then 3 months of trying to get a hold of anybody, nothing, absolutely nothing, crickets, and then when I got it back, 7 cents a week. It's a PayPal was just shut down in Russia. I believe it. Right before this went down, they used one of my channels was hijacked, or my channel was hijacked. It was Russian. It's all changed into Russian writing. That's not a coincidence. I'm still getting phishing scams out the ass, Oh, it's Teespring contacting me? Oh, okay. Yes, the tech industry is imposing its own sanctions. I'm telling you, Putin's going to want revenge. I worry about the dirty bomb. Come on. You tell me. You tell me you can't just say it, put it on a sailboat. Sail it over here. Or one of the stupid mega yachts or something. That'd be easy to track though. But you know what I'm saying? Like it wouldn't take much. You would not have to you could use it with like nuke medical waste. There was in Brooklyn, there was this place that all of a sudden, like after 9/11, like it's a place down the street where they would store nuke medical waste before they moved it. And all of a sudden, there was like all the security around it. They had to change the whole damn thing. Because you could just take stuff like that, wrap dynamite around it, and bam, goes into the atmosphere and floats around and gets everything shitty. So, any of those coastal areas with their low line, Manhattan, there's an advantage in that there's buildings which will kind of contain it in an area. Mountains contain the shit. That's just how it is. So there's, but where do you get more bang for the buck is the question. Like if they do something like that. I can't even believe that we have to talk about this crap again. I hadn't thought about iodine in years. Last time I was in New York City, it was like after 9/11, people were talking about iodine. Now, they're already, they're having trouble getting it in Sweden and Finland because they think if it does happen, which don't think it can't happen. It's a perfect scenario. He's holding the people at gunpoint, making them work for, not resting. And he blames everything on bullshit. He'll say the Nazis did it. That's what he'll do. He'll turn and say, we didn't blow it up. They blew it up to make us look bad. See how it works? Plausible deniability. You try and make somebody else look bad even though you're the one that looks bad. So, people might know, well, that's not really what it happens, but there's like this like doubt. There's always doubt. That's what it's about. We can't really get involved in a no-fly zone. By the way, talking about plausible deniability, I bet we're in there right now. In meaning, I bet the CIA is bringing in stuff to the Ukrainians right and left. I saw a helicopter blown up today. Even now, China may invade Taiwan. That's been an issue with Taiwan for years. Yeah, and if that happens, then what? You know, people are like, we're going to get in World War III. We're in World War III. They're just not calling it that yet. Most of the world is like against Putin. Some of it, like when the UN was voting, there were like 4 people that. There were some countries that were like, I'm not going to vote. I'm staying out of it. But most everybody was like, Russia, you're a dick. You know, it's going to get worse, I think. It's definitely, we're getting $6 gas. We don't have a choice. We can't switch over to electric cars right away. And we're going to have this problem of getting some materials. Some materials do come out of Russia. Some metals and stuff. But we can get that somewhere else. It's a big planet. Do I think he wants to, don't you? What's this? It's dispute. So that's just. Oh, yeah, it's real simple. Yeah, it's just a land dispute. Idiot, it's a democracy. It was its own country, you dick. You're an idiot, Ryan. It's a democracy, damn it. Oh, it's a dispute over land. It wasn't a dispute over land until Putin got in office. It's a dispute over land? It's its own country. Thank you, Trevor. Stays between Russia and Ukraine. It's not a World War III. Yeah, I agree. You don't know what you're talking about. As long as the violence stays between. There's other people in the Ukraine from other countries that have been killed, dick. You know that? There were people going to school there. You know that? There were people going to school there. So, people have already been affected from other countries. What are you talking about, man? That's right. There was a. We can tell what's going on there. Somebody named Jeff Bezos, right? It's all sort of predictable. Like you can just see something, and the whole thing about a troll is they want to say stuff. They want their message to get out there, so they'll put stuff that isn't like totally offensive, you know. So there's like plausible deniability. Oh yeah, but your name is Jeff Bezos. Okay. You got to be kidding me. That was something that's already been told. Watch out because, that kind of stuff's going to step up. It already has, man. I get phishing scams out the ass. Like many a day. Many. I'll open nothing now. Nothing. Look at your email. I mean, as a YouTuber, you got to look at the email. Look at the email it's coming from. It's not it. There might be one little thing different in it. Like it might be AT&T, but it's missing it'll just be ATT. Something like that. You just don't open anything up. It could be real elaborate. Watch out. They don't pay for anything. They want to use YouTube channels to Bitcoin scam. They did it to me. They don't care, okay? They do not care, okay? Putin does not care. It was like when I said you can't own a gun in Russia. You can't unless you're rich. You can't just own a gun, man. It's not like here. If you don't have a criminal record or some kind of like, record of like being locked up for being insane or something, you can go buy a gun. Sam's cool. You can go buy a gun. Not in Russia, man. You can't just like, you got to have, it's not like that. Even if they say that you can, you can't. It's not a democracy in Russia. It's run by a dictator. What was it, 2014? He changed it just so that like he can just, be a president for as many years as he wants, as many terms as he wants. And if you run against the guy, you're poisoned. You're poisoned. Which really is strange because you can't really see it coming. That's done for a reason. Like if he was shooting the people, that sort of makes him into a martyr. There's less plausible deniability. Well, maybe someone else poisoned him or something. Like that's the whole deal. Plausible deniability. That's the way some minds work, and that's how it's going to be. So I would, if you live in a low-lying area or in a big city and you're getting iodine, I'm not going to call you paranoid for sure. It's not anything you need to get a doctor's script for. If you're stocking up on shit, I don't think it's a bad idea. Let's see, what was the one? Man, they'll shoot planes down and stuff too. Where'd that happen? Was that Chechnya? That they shot a fucking, Russia shot down like a plane with like civilians in it. They kill civilians. Why do you, it's not like Putin would just go for like our military bases. It's people in Manhattan and Wall Street, okay? Those are civilians. He doesn't care. That has to do with the economy. It's fair. It's fair game. What, this? I have this in my hand. Which, man, this one is so tiny. It's like for a baby. This one is better because it's bigger. But like the toenail clippers, I use those on my hands. I don't know what the deal is, but this thing's like, you have to click, click. Russia shot down an HM-17 over Ukraine at the beginning of all this crap. The Ukrainians just shot down a helicopter. Good. Good. Get them more Stinger. Get them every Stinger they want. That's the way I look at it. Give Ukraine Stingers and Javelins. And on top of that, let's give them some F-35s and a lot of drones. They're using Turkish drones right now. Let's give them some of ours. Don't you think? And you know what? Plausible deniability. A drone can be flown from wherever. You get a person from Ukraine over wherever in Germany, sit them down, they're flying it. They don't have to be in Ukraine doing it. That's a Ukrainian. That's plausible deniability. They can fly ours. It just has to be a Ukrainian. And give them all the information they want. Tell them where they're moving. Tell them everything. And that ridiculous convoy that's 40 miles long, let's just, get rid of that thing, you know. Seriously, let's just take out that 40-mile long convoy. What's that still doing there? Like what did the Ukrainians do to get that thing to stop? Are they out there with javelins and every time one moves, they just start like hit it with a javelin? Because the javelin it'll take out a tank for sure. The javelins are used on tanks. The stingers are used on helicopters and airplanes under 11,000 feet, I think, and they're real effective. Funniest is this is what really gets me. Remember when our lovely president wanted dirt on our present day president from Ukraine? And it's not blackmail, it's extortion. It's extortion. And he said to Ukraine, which were already allocated by Congress, you give me dirt on Biden, and I'll give you the javelins and the stingers that were already allocated to you. He was holding them up, trying to get dirt on Biden. When the war started, everything that's been shot down with those javelins and stingers that ended up going to Ukraine after all, because it was found out that that's what Trump was doing. Outrageous. We had a president that was trying to extort from this guy who seems the Ukrainian president. Please, bravo. Bravo. I like what he said when he was running. They said, well, you don't have any experience. And he said, you don't need to have experience. You just need to be a decent human being. Clearly he is. And he's more than just that. It's much more than that. So he got his javelins. Give him more. Give him more. And don't let Putin take any part of Ukraine. Push him back. Let's keep pushing him back. If he blows up a dirty bomb, if that thing blows up and he tries this bullshit, get him out of there again, right? Make him so poor, that country's so poor, that they rise up against him. They have no other option. And let's just hope that our shit can shoot down whatever's coming our way. Oh, NATO? NATO could go in there right now and get them out of there in 48 hours. The problem was that once a country's in a war, they can't join NATO. So they were already in a war because the Russian separatists, what Russia did was they had people go into Crimea without any uniforms. And, who are they? Well, they're backed by the Russians. So they took it over and then Russia comes in, right? See how it works? Plausible deniability. A dirty bomb would be justification for NATO, perhaps. Yeah, but see, you understand the point? If you don't know who did the dirty bomb, it's plausible deniability for Russia. And there's a lot of other countries that would like to screw us, Well, first of all, I didn't say, see, Ball Juice, this guy, I never said that NATO should attack Russia. I was just talking, idiot. I don't even think that we should have a no-fly zone. I was very clear that we give the Ukrainians whatever they want. Give them our drones, as many as they want. Give them some F-35s. That's it. I'm sure that there's Russians over there that can already fly drones, but take some Russian drone pilots, get them out of Ukraine, take them over to Germany and fly the drones from Germany, but they're in the Ukraine. They take off in the Ukraine. Plausible deniability. That's it. Give them every drone we have. Load them up. Load them up. Get them out of there. The Ukrainians can do it clearly because they're not jerk offs. They're not lazy. They're willing to die for their country. Give them everything we have. Fuck it. Vladimir Putin is suspected to have Parkinson's disease. I don't want to say good because that sounds a certain way. Yeah, he's got something, right? He's on shit. You know? He's on something. He's all moon-faced. He's on Pred, at least, at the very least. He's a piece of shit. He's always been a piece of shit. Any one of our politicians that has, like, you know, said he's a great guy, that's why he's doing this now. Well, we're all dying. That's true. But yeah, it's all about his ego. I want to have the biggest tombstone. That's why a lot of people function. We know that we're going to die. Artists, you see artists trying to get as much done as they can during their life. Because after you're dead, you can't make it anymore. But like with a dictator, it's a fucking megalomaniac. He doesn't care. He doesn't care about anybody. He lacks empathy, clearly. He doesn't have any empathy. He's a psychopath or sociopath. You know, it's bad news. It's bad news. To say we're not in World War III is absurd. The guy attacked our democracy. He has dogs that aren't trained. Yeah. He has dogs. Yeah, I've seen them. They're terrible. He couldn't train a dog if he tried. He has dogs. It's ridiculous. He had a Shiba that was just terrible, you know. Terrible, would just bark at people and intimidate people. That's his idea of like a good dog. You know what's more intimidating? Is a dog that's well behaved to somebody that's intelligent. You have a Malinois sitting over there in the corner. And to, like the past prime minister of Germany, she had a fear of dogs. He knew that, and he brought the dog there. That's a sign of an asshole. If somebody has a fear of dogs, right, you don't say, oh, here's my dog. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, you're going to a meeting, you know that a person is terrified of dogs. Like, not just like all dogs. You can't say that person that has a fear, like, you're not supposed to, like, okay, they have a fear of dogs. Let's take my dog. That's fucked up, man. I can't blame. I don't understand people that have fear of dogs, right? Seriously. But I never have been like, oh, you have a fear of dogs. What's the matter with you? People have fears of things, for whatever. I don't like bats. That's how it is. You can't be like, try and use that. What's sort of funny, though? Oh, you think people having a fear of dogs is funny? You're a child. Tough guy. You're real tough, aren't you? With your fake account. You think that's funny? Oh, I bet you don't have any fear of anything. I bet you have a fear of a lot, because I bet that you don't like certain groups of people, don't you? That's real pathetic, because actually you have the fear. You have the fear. It's centipedes for you. Mine is only a big long centipede made out of humans and a like psycho doctor with a syringe in his hand and a needle. Really? Small rodents? They don't bother me too much. I mean, I don't want them crawling on my bed and shit. I like squirrels. Ground squirrels are great. Mats and rats and mice. I don't want them in my house. I can't have them in my house. If it was honestly a chipmunk, I'd be feeding it. Here. Hey, buddy, what's up? Come on up here. Here's your peanut. Definitely. When I went to Camp Holy Cross in uh, Colorado, at one of the couple of the camps, there were like base camp, and then there were camps that there were chipmunks there that were real friendly, that would come in the cabins and shit, take baseball caps, and then look, you know, sugar gliders are cute as shit. They are. I just I don't know. I got a motorcycle out there, and if I sell it, I'm buying a horse that I can ride. That is if a couple more dog training jobs. That's what I'm doing. Um, we had a load of hedgehogs come in the garden, but we had to move them since we have dogs. There were 8. No shit. Hedgehogs? Where are you? In England? Isn't that where they're from? I had a friend with a sugar glider as a kid. They are softer than rabbits. No shit. Um, I bet that. The thing about sugar gliders, I've seen them close up. Like they had these cute little hands too. They'll jump from the top of your stairs and hit your shoulder. Where a squirrel, like I was involved in squirrel rescue. I had a couple that had to live with me, and doesn't make a good pet. The gray squirrel. You're a spammer, and I'm tired of this. So you're gone. Um, yeah, I got rid of him. Surely, I'm not doing this. Um, but like the thing about the gray squirrel is like say it'd be like 8 feet away and up high, right? They like you, right? They end up liking people. So it see you and I'll jump at you like you're a tree. It's gonna jump for this area. It might hit your neck, and I'm telling you, it hurts. They scratch the crap out of you. If you, if you have shorts on, and I walk into the room and a squirrel would be out, it'll run up your bare legs like you're a tree. They hold on like they're a little monkey. It hurts. It hurts. And if you got a real pissy male and it bites you, it has real needle sharp teeth, and it doesn't just go like this. It goes boom, 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 boom. I'm telling you, it kills. It kills. There was some chick at my house once that had like um, sandals on or something, and Roscoe, first thing that he goes, he sees the chick walk in, goes right for her toe. She was cool. She was like, "Oh yeah, it did hurt, but the squirrel's cool, so I don't really care." I was like, "Roscoe, get in your. That wasn't very nice." But they can hurt. I think chicks can handle physical pain more than guys. Maybe it's about like being able to give birth or something. Because when I was only bit by a squirrel once on my hand, and it was the most painful experience I've ever had. It went down to the bone. Sort of similar, like when I had a nail gun, and I was working downstairs. This was years ago, and somehow I got my finger. I got a nail, like a staple, you know, in my tip of my finger right here. And I was like, oh shit. And I was like, God, if I try and drive to the hospital, I might pass out. So my choice was, what I did was I grabbed it with my teeth and pulled it out. I could feel it scraping along the bone. It was similar to the, no, that was worse than the squirrel because I had to like pull it out with my teeth. And then I was like, I had antibiotics. I took antibiotics. It's okay. Thanks, Doc, for giving me extra. Well, Jake, to be fair, I had. Um, um, kidney stone. Oh, you had kidney stones? I've heard that before. I've heard it's terrible to pass them. Don't they use like a sonogram to break it up or something? It's painful though, I hear. I've never had it. Oh, shingles, please. Shirley, let's not talk about shingles, okay? Let's not talk about it. Let's not talk about shingles. But if you do get them, go to the doctor, because if you don't go to the doctor, you might get them again. You might get the reoccurring kind, which really blows. Might be a little bit less than the first one, but you're still gonna limp around like a fucking feel like you're 100 years old. It's real difficult and barely function. Goodbye, Dex. You're an idiot. Um, what was I thinking? I gotta go make some. I gotta go get rid of this guitar, and I have to go. When I was 18, it happened. I had to go to the ER because I couldn't drink. They couldn't find a vein. Stuck me 6 times. Um, oh, Trevor talking about shingles? Yeah. Is that what you were talking about? Yeah, go to the doctor. Don't be like, oh, it'll. I didn't know what it was. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, my back. Like my back. I remember laying on a couch moaning. Oh, 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 banning the Dex guy. Well, Craig, I would imagine meningitis is a bitch. I would imagine that is worse than shingles. It sounds pretty horrible. I gotta go get stuff to make some weave pulls because I always give weave pulls away to the owners, hoping that they'll do them. So I got hospitalized for a week with kidney stones because my kidneys became infected and initially. Oh wow, wow, Hillsby. I gotta go get this stuff. I gotta go get rid of this and go get something to make weave pulls. I was constantly vomiting. I lost 20 pounds. No shit. Ouch. I agree, Hillsby. Or toxic. Ouch. All right, I gotta go. I gotta go. Hillsby, let me ask you a question. You know, there's people buying iodine because they're worried about the nuke power plant over there or a dirty bomb. You know, there's people like in Finland and Sweden. You don't have to have a prescription for that, do you? Can't you just buy iodine over the, hang on, can't you just buy iodine over on the internet and stuff? It's not considered a medication. Did you hear my question? It's about iodine. You can buy it on Amazon. That's what I thought. That's where I think I got it. Yeah, it's over the counter. Yeah. I think I bought it years ago. Nope, it's over the counter. I think I bought it years ago when 9/11 happened. Remember, my friends bought it. Um, you know, it's just like it protects your thyroid is what it does. I think protects the thyroid, makes it so that it can't enter in. I have some. It's a good disinfectant. Oh, really? Raw? Really? Is that right? Pharmacies sell it. I didn't know that. Huh. Interesting. There's some kind of dosage that you take, and I know it's on the internet. If something happens, you gotta like take it and then take it, and you keep taking it. There's things that aren't over the counter, like melatonin. You can't get melatonin in the UK, which is weird. Um, there's over the counter and medical grade, and the difference is like a 2% solution. Dilution. Oh, I see. So the over-the-counter stuff, you would take a different dosage. God forbid something like that would happen. You know, I'm not as freaked out because I live in the mountains. But in Brooklyn, fuck. It was a constant thing. After 9/11, watching the towers go down, everybody was flipped out. You know, we haven't had the only terrorists we have. It seemed to be right wing lately. For the last years, it's some right wing nut with a gun. That's pretty weird, right? Think about all the people that were assassinated, have been assassinated. It's always some right wing nut. I don't know. Just an observation. Triggers melatonin. Just go plant flowers. Well, whatever. Yeah, homegrown terrorism. That doesn't mean that it can't come to our shores, because we're screwing with his economy in a big way. That's the truth. We made the ruble worth less than a penny. He's about to declare martial law. He's taking control of all the news agencies. He's putting out watch out. We just had one. DFW. I don't know what that is. I just think Putin's comment about like he's going after the Nazis is so absurd because the president of the Ukraine is Jewish. What the fuck? That's who we're dealing with. We're dealing with a nut, a liar. We're dealing. The world's dealing with a bigger liar than they were dealing with before. Oh, Dallas Fort Worth. I see. My Russian friend says all the social media was taken down. Yeah. Is your Russian friend starting to see what's going on? Has he changed at all, or she changed? Are they starting to see it? How are you communicating with them? By phone? He was bitching about it this morning. Are you talking to him on phone or through Skype, or how are you talking to him? All Russian streamers on Twitch are getting banned as well. You betcha. You betcha. Not yet. He's stubborn. He's a fool. Are you still telling him that he's being lied to? I take it you are. Yeah, I'm calling him. He still believes it. I told you my father would at the end would even still have been backing Trump. You know, these people hear it and then they believe it. It's like Fox, like, you know, it's like same thing's going on over there, only it's worse because the government totally controls it. It is very sad. I have raised. Oh, Brandy, that's right. You would know. You're the raccoon keeper. Tell me raccoons aren't cute as shit. Can't have them here in this state. There's only a few states you can have them. You know, got to be a rehabilitator. Legally, I would have had to be a rehabilitator to work with squirrels, but I did it anyway. I'll work with birds that are not wildlife, sparrows. Shit, I've worked with robins before. Shh. I've never been caught. I'll tell you what, I don't brag about it on YouTube. Look, I'm keeping baby robins alive. I've had diplomatic conversations with him. He's lucky he's hot. Oh, Hillsby. The hot Russian stud. How do you know him? How do you know that guy? Is he a pharmacist or what? How do you know this hot Russian stud? Of course, it's a freaking raccoon, Brandy. It's cute as shit. But it's a handful too. I haven't seen the robins. They haven't showed up here. They will. They always nest in my yard. I met him in New York City long time. Just keep posing the questions. Why do you think they took down, Twitch? Why do you think that they took down other radio stations? Why do you think this? He went back to Russia and we kept in touch. I hope he comes to his senses. And I'd really like to hear that he does, because it would mean that other people that are brainwashed are going to be like, man, this guy's fucked up. Have you ever like, while you're talking? No, I guess you can't. I don't know. Anyway, I gotta go. Thanks. I'll see y'all. I gotta go do this. I gotta get some weed pulse going. Where's Akari? No, it's not the same one. Oh, there was Pitbull on there. I'll see you guys later.